mental health practitioner, psychologist, who specializes in Black mental health. Bree, can you start us off just by sharing with us some of the challenges that we might be facing given this quarantine, given we're not used to being in the house like this, we're not used to, the slow down pace. We're not used to even being with our loved ones. I have 3 children at home, and being with them 24/7 for going on a month now has been beautiful and challenging at the same time. So can you share with us what it is we might be facing?
So all those things you just mentioned, right now anxiety is through the roof for a lot of people. That's like the most common symptom that everybody is experiencing, or a lot of our community is experiencing, is anxiety. And anxiety, like stress, can kill us, right? So Chuck D yesterday tweeted that sugar and salt are like twin assassins, particularly for people of color, because so much of our food is and we don't have access to healthy food, but that's a whole nother 24-hour conversation. Stress will kill us, right? So what TK just did is, I it's, we have to do that, and we have to learn how to do it. And it's not common practice for us. Sometimes you say meditation, and Black people are like, well, what is that? I don't do that. We have to learn how to take time for ourselves. So along with what else I'm going to talk about, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're all in this together. Our exact circumstances may differ, our home lives may look a little different, but we're all in this pandemic together. Okay, you are not alone. And I think that's extremely important for everybody to hear. Like TK mentioned, we're a community. That community existed before this, and that community will still be here. But now is the time where we have to do some extra things to keep us connected, right? So you mentioned social distancing, which is more about physical distance, not necessarily your connection with others. And there are a lot of groups that need us more than ever. A lot of people in our community need us more than ever to connect with them, because they are distant. So I talked about anxiety a little bit. Feelings of stress, uneasy. Some people have lost their jobs. Some people are being furloughed. Not knowing how they're going to pay bills. Having extra people in your home that aren't normally there, like my college age kids. Trying to get toilet paper is stressful. Cleaning supplies is stressful.
Right.
Because they're not available. So all of these things are in existence. But the reason why stress is so dangerous is because it will exacerbate physical symptoms that you already have. So if you already have high blood pressure, if you already have diabetes, if you already have any chronic health issues, stress makes it worse. It will put you in the hospital. It makes you more susceptible to even contracting COVID-19, because it's going to lower your immune system. So your emotional health, mental health is physical health together during these times, but we also have to tie that into our mental health. So some things that you wanna do, making sure that you understand that everybody handles stress differently. So I know that I like to laugh. Like TK said, I will watch everything comedy related. So I'm either watching sci-fi or comedy on Netflix. I've probably seen almost everything. I'm watching because laughter for me is what helps. So I'm going to always be smiling, no matter how stressed out I am, but that doesn't mean that I'm not experiencing stress or that I don't have a lot on my mind. And that may seem that way to a lot of people that you know. So you may think they good. I saw them on Facebook. They posted, that they
check in with them anyway. Bernie Sanders or
yeah, yes, right. So
right.
you
And
know,
so
we
they
can
think
fill our
we're
space.
okay. Right.
Yep, because we can fill our space, particularly on social media, with a lot of stuff.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that somebody's not struggling. So if everybody who's on here can just make a commitment to check in with one person each day. The group I'm most concerned about is our older adults.
And do you see this comment here? Would you please address the guilt of children with elderly parents and their own family who are torn between caring for their own family at the risk of their parents? So they want you to speak directly to, you know, how do we care for our elders when we also have other people to care for?
And that's exactly what I'm struggling with as well. Thank God I have, you know, siblings who, you know, we can kind of pitch in. But honestly, right now, it's taking my entire extended family, like on my mom's side, whoever's going to the grocery store. We started a group chat. So that's one thing I've had to do. We started a group chat, and I've had to encourage my mom, put it in the group chat. Somebody may be going to the store before I will. They can bring it to you. You know what I mean? So everybody's got to pitch in, and you got to remind yourself that this is temporary. It's not a permanent state, right? So you'll be able to go back to your parents being able to get out, or you know, the older people being able to be more functional and services being back open for them where they may not. My mom is terrified of going outside right now, and she's the only one in that house who drives. And so, you know, I'm sending my son out to get stuff for her, you know, and her grandbaby, her own, you know, was only grandbaby for 18 years, has to leave the stuff out the door. You know, she's not even allowing him inside. So there's a lot going on. Be patient with your parents, be patient with your grandparents, and anybody else you're caregiving, along with, you know, encourage your children to try to help understand. But for you, just remember that it's only temporary. This is going to pass. He gonna get ready to go back to school at some point. And I tell myself
you won't
that.
always be homeschooling your children.
Exactly. They will return to school at some point. Thank you.
Right. Can you also speak to oftentimes we try not to take advantage of resources that are available to us. Black Lives Matter is part of a group called Mutual Aid LA, which even has, you know, financial support, which has, you know, if you need someone to go grocery shopping for you, we try to find someone. Can you talk about how important it is for us to engage in not just giving as part of a community, but be willing to receive community support?
TK even mentioned it. Now is not the time I can do it myself, or for you to suffer in silence. Now is not the time. Now is the time for you to use your community, which is why I am encouraging everybody to reach out, because initially some people will not. But if you can reach out to somebody, just even somebody you know, to say, hey, you good? You know, just checking in. There's a hashtag on IG now called just checking in. Just checking in. You good? Do you need anything? Anything. And just give people a few minutes to just tell you. If you're close to them or you have a relationship, you'll know that if they're lying or not, or if they're telling you the truth, right? And you'll say, girl, you don't sound good. What's really going on? There's so many resources. It's amazing how many resources there are right now. And now is not the time. Whatever guilt, whatever shame, whatever you have, you're gonna have to take a little bit and put it aside and say, I'm just asking, I don't know if it's possible. Does anybody have a connection on this? Does anybody know how I apply for the stimulus? Does anybody know how, you know, I can get back to work? How do I file unemployment? Can anybody go to all of those things? There's nobody on this earth who knows everything. Let me just, I don't care how many degrees, I don't care how savvy they are on social media, I don't care how many followers they have. There is nobody who knows everything. There's not, and there shouldn't be. And that's why we're a community, because somebody knows something I don't. I know something that somebody else don't. And if we share that information, we're powerful. And we don't have to suffer.
Great. Thank you so much,
You're
Bree
welcome.
Cook. How do people follow you? And one last question. If people
and I have something for
need,
everybody. Mm-hmm.
if people need a therapist, like a real
Uh-huh.
therapist, if
Uh-huh.
people need a therapist, where do they access that? Especially when Black people, sometimes we don't even have access to physical health care. How
Right.
do we access mental health resources?
That was the one thing I was committed to doing for this, is getting a list of therapists who are currently taking new patients right now. They still have openings. All of them have sliding scale. Some of them have group work. Some of them have women's group. The variety. They're all multicultural, culturally sensitive. Some are my alumni. Um, if you go to my Facebook page, Dr. Bree Cook, there's a link to this list of therapists. And again, these are people who have emailed me just in the last few days that they wanted to be on this list. They knew I was sharing it with everybody, and they're currently taking new clients. Um, there are a lot of resources. I'm going to post them all there, and I will send them to you, Melina, so that you have them as well for anybody you're in contact with. But it's important. There's support there for you. We love you. We want everybody to come out of this um, healthy, alive, emotionally well, and with knowing that there's a support system for you. So everybody connect with people, do the hashtag just checking in, and love on all your friends, but love on yourself most importantly. Be patient with yourself.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dr. Bree
welcome.
Cook. We really appreciate your time. And we will share everything that Dr. Bree gives to us on our website at blmla.org.